Hello, welcome everyone. This is going to be just a quick little video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so this is just going to be a kind of how Ashley does it kind of thing. As a reminder, I am not a professional. I just like to give steps on how I do it, and then you can take it and tweak it and run with it and make it work for you. So I'm going to tackle some apples. As you can see, I did each one a little bit different just so you could see the different ways apples are done. This page is out of Autumn Scenes coloring book by Teresa Goodridge, but she has lots of options for apples if you don't have that one. There's also lots of other books that have apples as well. For colors, I am going to do a basic combo. My suggestion to you is to start with this basic combo and try it out and practice with it, and then add what you think it needs more of, take away what you don't like, kind of thing. So if you don't like this green at the top, don't do it. You know, it's up to you. This is just kind of a great starting point. Simple but effective. You can make it easier. You can take out some colors and just do 2 colors if you want. You can make it as big of a deal as you want. You can add 10 colors. You know, you can go in and add tons of little detail and shine and whatever works for you. So my starting combination is canary yellow, sunburst yellow, lime peel, permanent red, and crimson lake. And these are all Prismacolors, none of the Scholars, all Prismacolors. And I will pull you in a little bit and we will get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with this apple right here. Another thing I want to mention as I'm kind of filling in the base layer on this, I'm going to base layer this whole apple in yellow. I don't do this on every apple. If you're wanting more of like this color apple, base in yellow. If you are wanting more of like a darker rich red apple, I did my shades of red and just did the yellow at the top. And I will show the different kind of versions, but just so you're aware. So I'm going to base this one in yellow. The other thing I want to mention about apples and this kind of layering type thing I have going on here is it is layers and it is a process. So don't get too hard on yourself if it's looking weird in the beginning, because it does. It looks a little rough, especially the way I do it. I'm sure there's a better way, but again, this is all about coloring what works for you. Now I'm going to go in with that permanent red. This apple, they put the highlight up here in the corner, so I'm going to kind of do mine dark to light this way. Not necessarily because that's the way the color on the apple would go, but just kind of, I'm going to do this one. I do want to vary my apples a little bit so they don't all look exactly the same. So I'm going to make this side over here a little bit darker, and I am completely covering that yellow. Now again, if you want a richer red, you don't have to put that yellow underneath. I just find it a little easier for blending. So I'm going to go like that. Then I'm going to take my lime peel, and I'm going to add a little green, just in a couple spots here. Nothing huge, nothing, I'm not making a green apple necessarily. Just giving it a little color. Now your sunburst yellow is what will connect your green to your red without it looking so rough. So I just color right over the top of both the colors I put down. Now if you want more orange, kind of these color streaks down in your apple, you just color right over that red. Then I'm going to take my Crimson Lake, and this is going to be my shadow color, so I'm going to kind of put it where I want my darkest. Now if you're wanting to put like this dark streaks in your apples, I just kind of chose a spot and did a dark streak right on up. So I'm kind of doing right here just for an example. Now, obviously this is just red apples. You can look at a picture if you need more kind of ideas or whatever. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm not going for super realistic apples. Just something a little more than the basic red apple. So if we peek, we can kind of see, maybe if I can line them up here, see the difference in apples. And that's what I'm going for. Not necessarily super realistic, just a little more than a basic red apple. Then I'm going to take my yellow, I'm going to blend back over everything. I'm not too worried if I get it in my highlight, because I will fix that. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of touch up, make sure everything looks decently blended. I don't want too harsh of lines, color separation anywhere. Okay, back in with that yellow, and this is why I'm saying trust the process, because it will look a little rough. I also encourage you to do a couple and then take a step back. Because up close they can kind of look a little weird, but then when you back out, some of the imperfections aren't as noticeable. Okay, so right here we're going to do a dark red apple. I'll show you that one. So I'm going to jump right in with my Crimson Lake on this one. Now if you want more of a like a farmhouse red apple, go for it. The red is totally up to you. I do want a nice dark red apple, so I'm going to start with that red on the bottom instead of the yellow base. And that's why I'm saying just take the combo and kind of play with it till you get what you like. Now I'm not going to worry about the blending or anything just yet. I'm just getting my colors in where I think I like them. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of that yellow up here, and I probably should have did a little around the stem, but that's okay. Again, I'm going to bring in just a touch of that green. Green is optional. I just like the contrast with the red, so I add it. I don't think every red apple has green. Alright, and then my good old sunburst yellow. Yes, sunburst yellow. Okay, and then I will come back in. And now that I kind of have my light red in, I can see, you can kind of tell where I made like a little box shape. That wasn't intentional, but I knew where I wanted my dark. So now that I got that light in, I can kind of come in. I'm going to blend out the lines a little, because I don't want that harsh line. And then we can add some imperfections to our apple if we need to. And that one you just kind of play and blend until you get the color you're going for. Oh, I colored my barrel. There is our dark apple. I don't know if I should have tilted my streak right there a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do another light apple right here next to it. If I can stay centered here a little, that would be great. So again, I don't want these two apples to blend together. I am going to base this apple in my canary yellow. Oh, there was still a little red on my yellow, but that's okay because I'm going to color over it red anyway. You can see where the ink on these books smear. I don't know if it's what it is. And this is an older book. I know the newer books do it too, but be careful, the ink does smear. Okay, then I'm going to come in with that permanent red. I'm going to curve it upwards. So I'm going to leave quite a bit of this apple at the top yellow so you can see the streaking effect of the apple. Again, adjust to yours as needed, just kind of showing you the different things here. Coming in with permanent red, just to kind of shadow around that other apple. And again, it looks weird, trust the process. Don't give up on it yet. Don't just scrap it and say I don't like it, it's not working. give it a second. Now I'm going to come in with that orange. I haven't put my green in yet, but I'm going to blend it out a little. Okay, and then I'm going to take the green and I'm going to kind of work the opposite way. I'm going to pull it down into the gaps I created. Okay, just kind of smoothing everything out. I don't want no harsh or grittiness in there. And then I'm going to add a little more of that dark down here. Okay, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to tackle this little guy up here. So I think I'm going to start with a nice base layer of the dark. I'm going to shadow under this leaf here. I can always come back with a darker red once I get all like everything put in and kind of deepen my shadows if I need to. This is my permanent red, so again I'm going for more of a richer, darker apple. So I'm going right over all the colors. I'm still going to bring in this orange. Not everywhere, but in a couple spots here toward the top. So I'm going to put a little green around my stem here. And then I'm just going to play as needed. And I might actually fix my top a little bit because I think I want to add a little more, so I'm going to take out the top of my apple here. The red base isn't going to hurt a thing, so I'm going to bring in some of that yellow. I just realized how weird it looks that all these have some kind of yellow tip and this one didn't. Even though we erased that one out and changed our mind, I still think it looks pretty good. Again, I'm going to put in a little of that green I had up there. I'm going to smooth out, add a couple darker spots on it. And again, if you don't like it up close, before you trash it, try taking a picture. Back away, take a picture, see what you don't like, see if you can blend it out, fix it, adjust it, what have you, and go from there. So I'm going to pull out. And there are our apples. So again, this one doesn't really stand out. You can't really tell I erased it or changed my mind on it or anything. I'm happy with them. So I hope this tutorial helps. I hope you take it and run with it. If you decide to tackle some apples trying it, please tag me, let me know. I'd love to see everyone and answer questions, things like that. Questions, comments, or requests, let me know. And I hope to see you for the next one. Thanks for watching.